What is up, YouTube? BW368 coming at you with yet again another deck profile for Gravekeepers. I know it has been seeming a lot lately that I'm just putting up deck profiles and having in discussion, mostly deck profiles over discussions. I will be putting up another video later on today with a bit of a discussion video for everyone on basically the attitudes and just having a discussion about like what happens in a local and how people react to certain things and whatnot. But yes, most of the videos I've been doing have been profiles, but these are all basically fun budget deck profiles. Overall, for all of this, I think I paid maybe only $60-$70 for everything on Troll and Toad. I'm not in any way, shape, or form being paid by Troll and Toad. I wish I was. Hey, Troll and Toad, help me out here. But overall, all the cards I've been grabbing, all the decks that I have been building have been maybe no more than $90 and lower, but they are fun. They are a bit competitive, again, for the locals scenes. They're mostly all rogue decks. So again, if you guys are looking for some fun rogue decks, just something that's a little bit budget and a little bit fun, check out some of my earlier decks on my YouTube channel. Give them a check, take a look at them. Again, most of them are fairly cheap and easy to make, easy to play. Maybe the most complicated one would probably be Ritual Beasts, but again, I only paid like maybe $60-$70 for the entire deck. So, either way, let's get right into the profile. This deck basically only cost me only around like $80-$90, so not too bad, but fairly easy. Again, fairly easy to make, fairly easy to play. It is anti-meta by far, like the number one consistent anti-meta deck that I've seen since Dino Rabbit was my favorite deck to play back then, especially when you can mix in a Malefic engine. But the way they have rebuilt it now, re-energized it with the new support, Malefics aren't necessary anymore. You're not wasting cards on that. Even if you're one of the players that played Field Barrier to make sure Negra Valley didn't get destroyed, because you have to absolutely play it. Again, you don't got to play that anymore now that they have added a new support card that protects them, which I will be showing you within the extra deck. But let's just get right into it, shall we? Your first card you're going to be playing is Descendant. When this card is on the field, tribute another Gravekeeper, pop a card. Monster, spell, trap, anything your opponent has, just get rid of it. A lot of negations nowadays with a lot of cards, hence why I'm only playing one. Yes, he's a 2000 beat stick, but the pop effect isn't as relevant as it used to be back in the day, unfortunately. Then you're going to be playing Triple Heretic. When Negra Valley is on the field, this card is unaffected by all other card effects. Unfortunately, that includes Negra Valley itself. But again, the main thing is that he is unaffected by all other card effects, so all your opponent's card effects cannot affect him. And even if I summon Torrential, wipe field, I am wiping field for free because I get to keep my monster. Then you're going to be playing Triple Headman. Basically, this is the, I believe it's Wolfbark of Gravekeepers. When this card is summoned to the field, special summon a level 4 Gravekeeper monster from your grave. It's not level 4 or lower, so it has to be level 4, which your main targets will probably be Commandant, Heretic, or Spiritualist. You'll see why with Spiritualist in a second after I show you what she does. You have to play Triple Recruiter. This allows you to get your Descendant to hand, your Commandant to hand, Spiritualist. You combo this with another one of my spell cards, and you'll see why I play it. Absolutely have to play 3. Not even a question about that. Triple Commandant, this searches for your Negra Valley. I do think I have a possible answer as to why he was the only one to be printed a Earth. I mean, every single other Gravekeeper monster that has been printed so far has been, to my knowledge, Dark, and he's the only one that's Earth. I believe he's the only one that's Earth because he gets to search for your Negra Valley. He's searching for your terrain card to give you the advantage. So maybe that's why they were trying to make the correlation between Negra Valley and his attribute. Possibly. Is it true or not? Who knows? But leave a comment down below if that kind of makes sense to you guys. That's just my thinking. You play Triple Spiritualist. Basically, this is like literally one of the best cards for this deck. When she is on the field, you can use her and a monster from your hand or on the field to special summon a fusion monster from your extra deck with the required with the basic requirements. So you use her with another Gravekeeper, and you can summon out a Supernaturalist, who could basically protect the entire field. I'll go into all his effects and stuff once we get into them. But that's basically the monster lineup. I believe that is 16. It is fairly small because I do not want to be wasting any monster cards with Royal Tribute. I only won one stell, which you guys will see. So if I'm minusing huge, I want my ideal opening hand to be Necro Valley or some type of search, one monster, rest spells and traps, and obviously with the one Royal Tribute. Hence why I run a very fairly small monster count, but lots of searches to add what I need. Next, I would be playing Triple Spellbook of Knowledge. I play this over the old Wonder Wand play because, again, Wonder Wand can be stopped with Twin Twister or Heavy Storm Duster, basically stopping it from equipping and just destroying it altogether. With this, I can activate it, send my recruiter to the grave, draw 2, and then I get a search off of the recruiter. So I'm getting +1 from the entire play. And again, it automatically sends for cost, so that definitely helps. If this does get negated, I at least get a search. Then we're playing Triple Throne. This is your extra search that the deck desperately needed besides Commandant. You get to search any Gravekeeper to your hand, or it can be an extra normal summon. So if you do open with 2 Gravekeepers in your hand, can't really do anything. You can activate this, go into your Exceeds, Links, Plays, stuff like that. Triple Necro Valley. This is kind of self-explanatory. All Gravekeepers gain 500. Neither player can do anything with their graveyard. Negate any effects that negate any cards that whose effects would change the types or anything in the graveyard. So a very good card. Basically stops Zombie World if you're playing against zombies. And then I play Triple Duality. These would be Carded Demises, but again, this is somewhat of a budget build. Carded Demises are still at like $10, $15. And I just wasn't ready yet to be dipping that much money in. Plus, I heard it was getting a reprint in the new Power Bond, whatever that new set coming out. It is getting a reprint in that, so there's the potential of a price drop. So I'm waiting to see what happens with that. Maybe I'll pick up my own playset if it drops down to 5s. We will see. But for now, I'm not really special summoning that much as far as I'm seeing from the deck. We'll see what happens with these. Then you play 1 Stell, grab 2 Gravekeepers from the grave, add them to your hand, 1 Royal Tribute, self-explanatory, both players discard all monsters from their hands to the graveyard, and then you play 2 of Hidden Temple, which is basically the Vanity's Emptiness, except it is a lot more balanced. There's a reason that this has not been hit on the ban list, because it has such a heavy stipulation. For those who don't know, when this card is activated, while you have a Necro Valley and a Gravekeeper cards up on the field, neither player can special summon monsters except for Gravekeeper monsters. So automatically, again, this is Vanity's Emptiness, except it's much harder to keep on the field because, again, with Vanities, you can just activate it and okay, neither player can special summon. Well, great. This one, you have to have 2 cards in order to be able to activate it, and those 2 cards have to stay until... those 2 cards have to stay in order for it to stay active. Because after one of those leaves, I believe it destroys itself. So it's a bit more balanced, in my opinion, than Vanity's Emptiness. That's just my opinion. Going into the chaps, we play 2 Tombs. This is somewhat going along the same lines as Infinity Barrier. It kind of seems like Konami has figured out its mistakes as far as certain counter trap cards. This card basically can negate spells, traps, or monster effects as long as I control a Gravekeeper or a Necro Valley. The way they balanced it also was that this is a hard once per turn, unfortunately. So you don't want to be searching out both of these on one turn, setting them both, and then something getting destroyed, because you won't be able to activate the second one on that same turn. Then it's double Necro Valley Temple. While you control Necro Valley and a Gravekeeper, all your opponent's monsters lose 500 attacks. That's decent, but the main thing that makes this really good is that when this card is activated, you can activate a Necro Valley from your grave or from your hand. So this is how you get around Naturia Beast or any spell negation cards, is that this activates the card for you. It's not being activated by Necro Valley activating itself. It's being activated by a trap card. So that's your one out to spell negations and stuff. Like I was saying before, double torrential for the heretic play, or if I don't draw into anything, I can at least try and wipe field to slow my opponent down. And then double Solemn Strike, basically the same thing. I don't want my opponent to be doing anything and going off on a turn that my Tarantulas or anything aren't going through, or they're just going nuts. 40 card main deck. Now we'll be going into the extra deck. We're going to be playing Triple Supernaturalist. This is the card I was telling you that Gravekeepers desperately needed to be protecting their Necro Valleys and all the other Gravekeeper cards on their field. While this card is up on the field, it gains 800 attack. Basically gains 800 attack because you're going to be using 2 monsters, which your main cards will be Spiritualist and another level 4, whether it be Commandant, Descendant, or anything. At least it'll be gaining 700 if you're using Recruiter or something else like that. But it gains 100 attack to the levels of the combined monsters that you use for the summon. So overall, it could be a 32 to a 3300 beater on field. That's pretty big. And it also protects Necro Valley. So that's also another plus. You ain't got to be running Malefics or Field Barrier to protect it. This automatically protects it from itself. Then you're gonna I play double Chimera Tag Mega Fleet Dragon. This is for those that make the giant U links that basically say you cannot special summon any link monsters to your field or whatever. Your link is basically gone. Your extra monster zone is gone. I do have triple Cyber Dragon in the side deck, so all you basically have to do is summon Cyber Dragon, link off with or fusion contact with whatever monsters are in an extra monster zone, and then summon out Mega Fleet. And it gains 1200 attack for every monster used for that. So at most he's going to be 36, at least he's going to be 24, but the main thing is getting rid of those problem cards that are in the extra monster zone. It is a way of getting around negations as well, because unless they're going to negate the summon, they can't really do anything once you contact fuse with this. We're going to be playing 1 Underclock Taker. It's just a easy link 2. It's whatever. Double Wee Witch's Apprentice. She's fairly good for the deck, easy to get out. Plus the fact she gives all dark monsters 500 attack. So not only do my Gravekeepers gain 500 from Necro Valley, but with her on the field, they'll also gain another 500. So there's a possibility of gaining 1,000 attack, which is huge. We'll see how she does. I'm fairly certain she's going to be very busted for the deck. 1 Borreload Dragon. I don't see me getting this card out too often, but we'll see what happens. Then you're going to be playing, of course, your 2 Nightmares, 1 Summon Sorceress, and same thing with Saryuja. I don't see really much going into that play, but again, we will see when I get to locals. And then my 2 Xyz monsters for, running into Thunder Dragons or anything that could be a problem. That's the extra deck. And then we're going to be going into the side deck. I play 1 of each of these. 1 Stel, 1 Temple, 1 Tomb. Just in case I'm not reaching them fast enough or anything. Again, I haven't tested this deck. I will be testing it during locals and giving you another update next week. But we shall see from there. Again, I just play 1 of these just to see what happens. 1 Dark Hole. Again, Heretic isn't affected by any other spells while Necro Rally's on the field, so should I have my opponent has something but they couldn't get over Heretic, I could just wipe field with Dark Hole and just be done with it. Triple Cyber Dragon, already explained why with Mega Fleet. Just absolutely have to run 3. Double Gozen Match. This is a very good floodgate card to stop my opponent from being able to go into different types, different links, and everything else. Double Anti-Spell Fragrance for those Pendulum players, and to make sure that they're not going off with their plays. I play double Heavy Storm Duster. I play this over Twister because I don't want to be discarding cards from my hand. I already have a low monster count as it is, and all of my spells have a very specific purpose. I do not want to be ditching them for any reason, even for a Twin Twister. So that's why I play this trap instead. All I have to do is just wait 1 turn, and then I can do whatever I need to do at the end of my opponent's turn. And then I play 1 more Warning and 1 more Royal Tribute. Again, just in case I'm not hitting into my Tarantulas or my Psalms fast enough. Overall, that is the deck profile for Gravekeepers. Again, fairly fun anti-meta deck and also all fairly budget for the especially for those players that are just looking for that 1 random rogue deck that's Fun to play, fairly simple to play. It is very controlling. Definitely makes your opponent really think about the plays that he's going to do. Is it really worth doing this, that, or this? Especially with Necro Valley. Again, in my opinion, the best field card that has been put out in a while. You can say chicken game or whatever for draws and whatnot, but overall for something that absolutely affects the entire game mechanics and whatnot, Necro Valley by far is the best card. There's a reason that they run Necro Valley with, say, back in the day they ran Malefics and whatnot. There is a reason that Malefics used Necro Valley as their field spell card over the Malefic World. Malefic World is meh. Meanwhile, Necro Valley just shuts down everything and you're automatically in control. You're driving the entire damn game. But overall, that's my Gravekeeper deck profile. If you guys have any suggestions or anything, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. Any tweaks you would make. And let's have a little discussion also of what was your favorite anti-meta / rogue deck that you played way back in the day that is getting some support now. Let me know what you guys used to play or what was your favorite. Again, just leave a comment down below, hit the like and subscribe, and this is BB368 signing out.